Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's a Monday. It's the new start of a new week. So something to be excited for. Whatever happened last week, it's probably not going to happen this week. Something happened last week. This week's going to be better. So it's just going to make that happen, you know. I always have faith in that, you know. Just because it happened last week does not mean that anything's going to happen this week. Have to think positive. Okay. My husband the other night brought home the New York Post newspaper. This is my New York Post newspaper. And I'm skimming through the newspaper like always. And then I came across this little article and I went into my husband. I said, did you read this? He says, you know, he said, I saw the picture. He said, but I didn't make the connection. And you see what I mean? Like, this is Disney News, by the way. So, and I says, but you saw, he says, yeah, he says, I saw Dopey was on it. He says, but he says, I really didn't make the connection. He said, so this is what I mean about people, you know, if you want to see something, fine. If you don't want to see something, fine. Excuse me. I'm going to have some tea. My mouth, as usual, is dry. But the article reads, Snow Way to treat a classic. And this is what the article was. Okay, it's a little article. Snow Way. You ain't kidding, dude. Okay, and this happens to be an article that they interviewed the 91-year-old son of his father, was the director of the original 1937 classic Snow White. So somebody got to him, or he decided he wanted to speak. The man is 91 years old, okay? He's got it all together and everything. He remembers everything. He's great. He's a sound mind. He's great. To put it not in so many words, he is even pissed off of the fact that is what is going on with this new Snow White. So the son of the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, he was a director. His last name is Hand. Okay, so this is his 91-year-old son. And he's speaking on behalf of the film. He remembers things as when he was a kid. He remembers how his father worked. And I mean, knows Walt Disney, obviously. He has bashed Disney's forthcoming bashed Disney's forthcoming live action as a pathetic do-over that would have his father and Walt Disney rolling in their graves. Okay. David Hand, whose father at the same name directed the beloved fairy tale animation that was released in 1937. Okay. He's just disgusted with the situation that's going on right now as well. Okay. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. He says, I mean, it's a whole different concept, and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt would be very dissatisfied with it. Okay, studio bosses have destroyed his father's creation. Okay, Mr. Hand now, this is the son, 91, said of the adapted addition to his dad's framed work. And the outlet, okay, fine. Now, the New York Post, which is my newspaper, reached out to Walt Disney Studios. They wanted to get their reaction as to what is going on, okay? I'm assuming that the Disney Studios didn't say anything. They were not reached for comment, okay? The Post has sought out comment from Disney, so obviously Disney did not reach back and give an answer. Okay? You now have people that worked on the original that is now coming out of the woodwork even pissed off. I think that's very, very, very cool. I really do. And this man didn't have to do this, I'm sure, but he felt the need to speak up as well. Go for it. And I think that is so, so cool. Unbelievable. So I thought that was really nice. Wild and nice, even in my own hometown newspaper. So, Disney Shades of Green, the resort, which is solely based for anybody to stay there, but it's mostly military people stay there. military people and their families, and that's real great. And, you know, military, I'm sure they still get a discount. I hope they do, because they sure as hell deserve it. Well, there is a walkway from Shades of Green Resort to the Polynesian Resort. There's a beautiful little walkway. Very, very cute and tranquil. And from there, like, you can walk from Shades of Green to the Polynesian, hop on the monorail, and go to Magic Kingdom. Very simple. Well, for months and months and months, people are now getting a little bit ticked off. That walkway has been closed. There is a sign, walkway closed. No other explanations. People have been asking the cast members, people have been asking, and nobody seems to have a proper answer on it. Okay. Now, at the same time, Shades of Green Golf Course is being totally demolished. Now, there is a certain section of it already. Four of the last holes are now gone. They had bulldozers in there, and they also they were taking down the trees and bringing up the ground. One of a few things that have been happening is that there is a roadway. There's supposed to be road work going on, which we haven't seen yet either. There is road work, but it's not in that section. So I'm assuming, and I know never to assume, but I'm assuming that that road work has something to do with the golf course. Maybe they're going to shift the golf course. Now, that's what I originally came up with. Here's what I really think that may happen. They may just scrap that golf course completely, and this is the crap excuse that they're going to use. This has been going on for months, and you know when Disney starts a project, they haven't finished anything. They haven't finished anything. The shape of the lobby, now let's go over to the Grand Floridian. The shape of the lobby is a total disgrace. You're paying a lot of good money to stay there. One of the most beautiful areas is when you walk into that resort is the lobby. Well, half of that is shot to Ichi double hockey sticks, because all that is boarded off. They're doing, you know, they're doing work in that section. I do have pictures and I'm going to post that on my Instagram. Meanwhile, you have people sitting in the beautiful section of the lobby, and then you cut over and you have this, you know, wooden walls up, and everything is all closed off, and they're doing construction on the other side of that wall. It is a total disgrace. People are now wondering and asking, you know, you don't have too much longer now for the gingerbread house. Will all this stuff be down by the time the gingerbread house goes up? Or is it even going to go up? I will laugh my ass off if this does not happen this year. I will laugh. The way I'm seeing it now is I don't possibly see a thing happening unless, you know, they take this one as a priority. You're paying good money to stay there. You don't want to see a construction site. You go to Epcot, you see walls up everywhere. Certain walls now at Epcot are starting to drop because they're getting ready to do the soft opening of the Moana, the beautiful Moana exhibit, whatever the hell you call it. Something to do with Moana and water. You know what? There is so much crap that is going on down there right now. I'm just mentioning it to you, so this way you guys know. If you guys have an upcoming trip, you know, please do your research. Find out what's going to be there. Find out what's, you know, what you may not get to. You know, it's really a lot to take in. So that would be it on that one. What else? Okay, here we go. Okay, here it comes. The paper straws and the lids. I'm leaving this for last. I don't think there's anything else past this. I didn't think they could top anything else. But when we went to Casey's Corner last year, we went to Starlight, Galaxy Starlight Diner. We love that. We love that place. Starlight Cafe. My husband absolutely loves the bacon cheeseburgers. He raves about them. He's a picky eater. He says, he says, I really like these. God bless he does. I love my chili cheese dogs. So that's my treat when I go down there. Eat Casey's Corner or Starlight, Cosmic Rays. Now, as you see, now I thought it was maybe because of the pandemic, because, okay, fine, they're doing this for now. They'll get it together. They'll put everything back out. What you're seeing now at Cosmic Rays and at Casey's Corner that I noticed. I was down there for this last year. And I thought this was everything was going to come back. Well, so far, nothing has come back. You see what I mean? Disney makes a little shift. You're thinking that it's temporary, and they're not kidding about it because it's really happening. To me, it's a form of laziness. All right. They're also short-staffed. This has a lot to do with things. I'm not making excuses for them. Believe me, I'm not making excuses. But I'm just trying to see the logic in why they're pulling this crap. Okay. Now, you go to the Fixins. There would be a Fixins bar. You would have, at Casey's Corner, you have sauerkraut, onions, relish, and check me out. I'm making it rain. Sauerkraut, onions, relish, and you would have all that fresh stuff. Unfortunately, when I went there last year, they took all that out, and they only had, they didn't even have the ketchup dispensers. They had packets of ketchup, mustard, relish, and I guess if you wanted toppings, you would tell them, and they would put it on for you. All right, fine. Well, that seems to be here to stay. And if you think that's going away anytime soon, you're already into it now, like 2 years. Okay? It's not. I don't think it's going anywhere. So we switch over now to Cosmic Rays, which is the same thing. They had a beautiful setup, beautiful spread of a buffet Fixins bar. It was always, my husband used to get his little lettuce and tomato, and you dress up your burgers and whatnot that way. And unfortunately, again, all those sections, it just has packets of crap in it. Mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup. It's got all that packets of crap. It looks kind of crappy. It really, I know it did when I seen it in person. Now, the straw situation, here we go. And I can't wait for this crap. The paper straws. They will not have dispensers anymore for the straws or cup lids. You know, the plastic lid you put on a cup. So you're going to have to go and request one at the counter. I mean, people are going to, I guess if you make your food order, and I'm thinking that you bring your tray up to pay for it, that's when they will give you the plastic lids and the paper straws. I'm wondering how many cast members and everything are going to forget to do this. And a customer's going to forget to ask for it. Then they get all the way to their table and have to go back and ask for these things. I could just see this happening. So there's not going to be any more dispensers. And I think that's starting on the 28th of August. Why, you ask? I have no idea why. Maybe they feel that it's a waste. They're wasting things. Here we go with the cheapness of Disney. But everybody just keeps going and keeps paying. And this is, you know, I mean, I see it as an inconvenience because I want to be able to do what I want to do. I want to be able to go and take the straw myself. I want to be able to go and get the lid for a cup, even though I have me and my husband, we purchased a reusable mug. So we really don't use that much unless we go to a park like Casey's Corner. You know, we eat something, have a little snack. Then you have to request the paper straw and a lid. I think I could I could probably do the straw thing myself because I would be taking my own reusable straw. And I have been looking into those, so that's fine. I do have a year to figure this out. And I most likely will be testing some straws. I think that would be fun to do, you know, like little pocket, you know, they fold up and everything. I think I could do that. You know, so I will be able to get around it unless they're discouraging people of not using the paper straws. And it's so much of a hassle to keep going, you know, getting them and ask for. First of all, the paper straws are in fact disgusting. You sip your soda, you sip your drink through it, whatever the case, they stain. That's number one because it's paper. Number two, they get mushy. You know, they get soft, they get mush. I mean, it's paper, for God's sakes. You're drinking through cardboard. It's ridiculous. So I think this is kind of Disney's way of discouraging people from using those things. So this way, maybe one day they can actually do away with them. This is what I came up with because there is a method to their madness. And the hits just keep on coming. You know, I mean, it's insane. So I guess we could start to bring our own reusable straws. You know, I remember Disney World was selling reusable straws. I think they were selling the pocket fold-up ones. I don't know if they're doing it. I went to look on Shop Disney for that, and they didn't have any on there. So, you know, there are places like Amazon. There is another place that I follow on Instagram that maybe I would like to purchase in the future. They're straws, because I do have reusable straws here. I use these in the house. And when I'm sick, like if I have a cold or something, I'll just buy, I have a whole pack of disposable straws, plastic straws. So I use those when I'm like sick or not feeling well. You know, it's just a precaution. But yeah, I find this totally another way to cut corners. Just another way to discourage people. The hurricane situation, Hurricane Hillary, I want to send prayers over there to the people in California, and please be safe over there, because there is a hurricane coming. I find it not very strange, but you know what, Bob Iger, I think now you can kind of blame the weather, because I hear that Disneyland is supposed to close. I thought they were supposed to close yesterday. I'm not sure about this. So you will be losing money. So there's your excuse. Now you have a legit excuse to blame. It is the hurricane, you know, the weather. I find it so, you know, strange that but Legoland and Universal Studios Hollywood and SeaWorld over there, they're all on alert. They haven't closed yet, but they're on alert. They are watching. So I just figure that Disney is just using this for an excuse. Okay, hurry up, let's close. Now then, later on, they can complain about how much money they lost due to the hurricane. November can't come any faster for the next quarterly fiscal thing. See where I'm going with this? So that's going to be the blame right there. So if they're losing money now in Disneyland, I came up with it. I said it. I called it. All right. I think I'm going to hightail it, get dressed. Oh yeah, I'm going to get dressed and see if I can make it outside. Do a little bit of the sunshine out. It's not too bad. My back on my hip, I've been having a problem with my left side hip lately, and it's not really the way I sleep, but then when I sleep on it, and then when I get up in the morning, it's like everything is stiff. Everything is stiff. I've never really experienced a lot of these things. I know. I'm going to be 57. I know. You know what? That really should have nothing to do with my bones, but I guess it is the way it is. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let me know your comments below, especially with the story here. I found that so interesting in my own local hometown newspaper. Yeah. Word's getting around, folks. Word's getting around. All right. Love to all. Happy Monday. Be safe out there. God bless. Talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.